Doug Coder has scored for the Giants on a 1-yard run, and the Giants lead the Redskins 7-0. First quarter. A game that's so very important to the Redskins and to Dallas and to Philadelphia. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. And on first down, that's Johnny Davis. Stopped by Jeff Seaman, number 50. Jim Marshall, number 70, has played in every game the Vikings have ever played.
And he started, isn't that amazing? You know, you add up, he's played 20 years in the National Football League, and he's still playing. He's playing relatively well. He doesn't play the whole game. He'll play a quarter or a little more than a quarter, and then they'll take him out. But that's an amazing man.
He is amazing. Number 70 went to Ohio State, played in Canada, played with the Browns. Johnny Davis hit first behind the line by Jim White. Mark Mullaney finally put the clamp on him.
We'll see what they're trying to do here. Again, they're still in their 2 tight end offense, and they're trying to again establish one side. Now the side that the flanker goes to is the strong side rather than the side that only the tight end. And then they're trying to come back to the weak side, you know, where they still have another tight end. They haven't had success on those 2 plays.
Over on the Tampa Bay bench,
Coach Tom Bass
talking with linebacker David Lewis. 10-3 now. The Steelers are on the scoreboard in their match with Cleveland. Williams drops and throws. Pass complete for a first down. Damaris Owens knocked out of bounds by Tim Baylor, one of those extra defensive backs that come in for the Vikings.
Again, Owens just come up the field, and he just ran it out, and Turner was really giving him a pretty good cushion back there, and he was able to make the cut and get in front of him. They don't have any linebacker help out to that side, so it's whether they're playing zone or man or a combination of it on that sideline, it's going to turn into a man-on-man.
This time Mucker goes out wide to the right, and again it's a double tight end situation. Mucker comes in motion. Ricky Bell wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage by number 59, Matt Blair.
I'll tell you, that's the way to stop that running is penetration. You know, Minnesota had been playing on the line of scrimmage, and they feel really to make a play they're going to have to get into the backfield and not give this man Ricky Bell time to turn upfield and get squares. We see here he's still going lateral to the line of scrimmage when he gets hit. When Ricky Bell is toughest when he gets those shoulders squared into and up the line of scrimmage.
Pete Johnson just scored for Cincinnati, and the Bengals lead St. Louis 7-0. Williams drops, throws. Isaac Hagan will have enough for a Tampa first down. We have 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Buccaneers leading 6-0. Bobby Bryant on the tackle.
I'm very impressed with the offense of the Buccaneers. They're really mixing up formations. We'd seen the 2 tight ends and the 2 running backs. On that play, they went back to 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and they really spread the pass defense out. That's what I always want to do. Use the whole field. You know, they give you 53 yards across it. Use it.
Bucks in and out of the huddle very quickly. Plays coming in from the sidelines to Williams, sent in by their quarterback coach and coordinator Bill Nelson. Ricky Bell, good pursuit by the Vikings. No place to go. Jim Marshall led the tacklers.
Jim Marshall's having a pretty good start here today, and it looks like they're trying to work the left side of the defense on that play. Jeff Seaman was also in a blitzing situation, but they were trying to hook Jim Marshall, and he got upfield. They couldn't get him hooked.
Seems like I remember an Oakland team in the Super Bowl a few years back that worked pretty well to the left side.
We ran there once or twice. You know, when I could put Dave Casper there and a big Art Shell and Gene Upshaw, I didn't know why I should do anything else.
Pretty sound reasoning. Second down, and again it's Bell straight ahead, breaks into the secondary, breaks the tackle, is back near midfield.
I like that. I really do on second down. You know, coming back, they run on first down, and they create a 2nd and 12 or 13. They come right back, give it to Ricky Bell again. Again, Minnesota went to the 3-man line, and they had good blocking out in front, and he got a big part of that back and created a 3rd and 4, which is a good situation.
Just shy of midfield. Officials asking for something to happen right now. One of them talking to the Minnesota bench over on that other sideline. And now they'll start the clock again.
It probably had something to do with substitution. You know, there's been an awful lot of substituting in the first quarter of this game. They're running them in and out.
Minnesota operating now with 4 down linemen. And faking a blitz, and it's not a fake. They do come. Williams fires outside. Morris Owens having a good day. Again, Tim Baylor was the nearest Viking. Owens has caught 3 now. All for first downs and more.
He's caught 3, and again, Tim Baylor's having a little trouble out there on that left side with Owens. Again, they were in their 6 defensive back situation. They get one-on-one, and on that time, Baylor not only gave him a cushion depth-wise, but he also played to the inside.
Morris Owens played collegiately at Arizona State. This is his 5th year. Johnny Davis and Ricky Bell. On a first down, double tight end offense just inside the Minnesota 40. And Bell takes the pitch back and cuts upfield to the 34. Jim Marshall and Kurt Knopf on the bottom of the pile for Minnesota.
Again, the big advantage of that 2 tight end offense is you really don't have a weak side or an open side, because you have a tight end on both sides. And it looks like they want to, again, put a tight end to the left and work that side. I think Minnesota may start over-shifting to the weak side eventually.
It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 34 of Minnesota. Jim White collides with the offensive center, Steve Wilson.
It looked like there was a few too many huts in there for Jim White. He thought you're supposed to go after about 1 or 2 of those things, and Doug Williams gave him a hut, and Duck White said, I can't wait any longer. I want to get going.
And they walked it off.
Encroachment, defense, number 72. Second down.
He encroached. New Orleans leading Atlanta 7-0.
What's the difference between encroachment and offsides?
I'll have to think about that a minute. 2nd and 1. Williams. Had Bell out in the open. Threw it behind him just a little bit, and Bell couldn't hang on. Tommy Hannon was closest.
Ricky Bell is a good receiver. That's not a typical thing for Ricky Bell. He looked like he batted that one down, but he does have very good hands and is a good receiver. And that's one good thing about creating that 2nd and 1, 2nd and a half a yard. Then you have a free play. That's the time to go for something like that. And I really think he was trying to get it in the end zone.
Johnny Davis and Ricky Bell, the 2 setbacks. Davis will try for the first. And he's close, but not quite, I don't think.
Depends on where he puts his foot down. You know, if he puts his right foot down and marks it with his right foot, it's not a first down. If he puts his left foot down, it's going to be a first down. And it's not.
4th and a little bit less than a yard. Not much developed for Davis here.
Well, Jeff Seaman is the one that caused that, as we see right in the right-hand picture. He started out, and he affected Davis where he had to go a little outside, and then he slipped.
They're going for it. 4th and 1, it's Williams. He's about 6'4", 210, and he got the first down. Good block by Greg Horton.
And we see he's happy about it, too. I think they expected it to go to the left again. The Minnesota Viking line was slanting to that side, to Tampa Bay's left, and Doug Williams took it the other way.
Well, we're down. Buffalo, New England, 0-0. We're down the field before the game. There was a college game played here last night. But in spite of that, the field is in great shape. Jerry Eckwood is in the backfield now with Ricky Bell. When they do that, Eckwood is the tailback and Bell becomes the fullback. Jeff Seaman on the tackle.
The one thing is we see James White there penetrated on that play, and that's the one thing that's given the Buccaneers running attack a little trouble today is the Minnesota Viking defense through their defensive line, and sometimes their linebackers, Seaman and Blair, have been getting some penetration. That's a way to stop this running attack.
Mark Mosley with a field goal for the Redskins, and it's 7-3 in that match for the Giants. 6-0 here. This probably will be the last play of the first quarter. Ricky Bell and Johnny Davis operating, and this is Bell. Bell gets down to about the 25, and he is tripped up there. Jeff Seaman again on the tackle. Clock still going. And there's the gun, indicating that's the end of the first quarter. So the score at Tampa Stadium, the Buccaneers 6, the Minnesota Vikings nothing. 3 quarters left.
You dance on a river of wood, and you never forget that the spinning shapes in the cold, dark water are your only bridge home. So you keep on dancing. And when you've coaxed enough logs into place to build a good-sized town, you can finally head for River's End and Miller Time. Miller Time. Time for the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life. America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax. Time to relax. One beer stands clear. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
We're not exactly alike. I'm wearing JCPenney Plain Pockets jeans, and I'm wearing the world's best-selling jeans. My jeans are made of tough, heavy denim with good looks and great styling. And mine have this fancy stitching on the back pocket.
But Plain Pockets only cost you $12.
JCPenney Plain Pockets. The big difference between us and them is the pocket and the price. I'll buy lunch.
Pat Summerall with John Madden, watching the Buccaneers and the Vikings, and now watching in the rain. There's a crowd, the huge crowd of 72,000 plus has started to cover up. Just mentioned a minute ago, though, what good shape the field and the turf is in. Doug Williams, we just saw 7 of 11 for 110 yards. That's in the first quarter. Straight back for attempt number 12. If he has time, and he does. And he has the receiver. Caught. By number 87, Larry Mucker.
Larry Mucker has really been the big play man this year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He doesn't start, but they're really working that right side over, as we see again here. Again, it's another out or short corner type pattern, and they've been working every time the Minnesota Vikings go into 6 defensive backs. They've been working on number 47, Tim Baylor, and having great success.
It'll be first and goal just inside the 5 for the Buccaneers, who already lead the Vikings 6-0. They can clinch a playoff spot with a victory today. Bell got perhaps one. Right in the middle of the big Minnesota stack.
That's good defense by Minnesota down there. There was very little movement, as we see it here from ground level. On the left side, again, we see the penetration and the white jerseys of the Vikings getting into the backfield of the Buccaneers, and that's been giving them their problem when they've been trying to run today.
That was Jeff Seaman and Nate Wright that led the defense this last time. Davis and Bell operate behind Williams, who's going to throw and bounces it into the end zone, intended for his tight end, Obradovich.
He was trying to throw. I felt that they went to their short yardage or goal line offense a little soon. They were on the 4-yard line when they first went to it, and now, of course, they've run 2 downs from their 2 tight ends with a tight flanker formation, and Minnesota's in their goal line defense. And we talked about Minnesota blocking kicks. The other thing that they've always done, and they still do well, is play goal line defense. This is tough.
On third down. High over the head of the intended receiver. Number 84 is Gordon Jones, who's a marvelous athlete. Nord on the coverage.
He's a great athlete. What John McKay likes to do is to get Jones in there. He's a rookie, Gordon Jones, and he likes to just throw that up into the end zone because he's supposed to be the best leaper on the team.
From Pittsburgh, with great ability, here's Neil O'Donoghue. Tom Blanchard, the punter, will do the holding. O'Donoghue was born in Dublin, Ireland. He hits. And so with 13 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half, the Buccaneers move comfortably on top by a score of 9-0.
Thunderbird. 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 Spread your wings in the new 1980 Thunderbird. Introducing a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. Outside, inside. Yet it's remarkably priced. And that includes automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, vinyl roof, and more. The new size Thunderbird. A better idea for the 80s.
Not for 1 year, or even for 2. But for 3 years in a row, one 19-inch color TV has challenged America's biggest sellers, RCA and Zenith. And every year, independent surveys show the Sylvania Superset, the clear winner for best overall color picture. Isn't it time you found out why Sylvania keeps winning and winning and winning? The Sylvania Superset. We may not be the biggest, but a lot of people think we've got the best picture.
O'Donoghue will kick off. The Buccaneers scoring drive culminated by his field goal. Edwards will handle at the 2. Edwards out to about the 24 before he's hit down by Dana Notziger and Rick Bonas. Here's what happens on CBS next week. Chicago will be here to play Tampa Bay, Detroit, Philadelphia, Green Bay, Washington, San Francisco, St. Louis. And then Atlanta, San Diego, Minnesota, Los Angeles, and the Giants visit the Dallas Cowboys. Consult your local listings for the game and times in your area. Some cities only see a single game due to the NFL blackout policy, and don't forget the NFL today. Here's Tommy Kramer on first down, firing to Rashad complete. Near a first down.
You had to wait for the Rashad on that one a while. It was a slant play. Rashad started to the inside. There was a linebacker in the way. Tommy Kramer really did an excellent job. He held the ball a while, waited for him to get by the linebacker, and then he hit him.
Terry LeCount replaces Rashad with some information from Bud Grant on the sideline as they measure to see if Rashad did get the first down. Not quite. About that much.
Bud Grant calls every play. His offensive coordinator, Jerry Burns, talks to Bud from the press box, and they've been sending the plays in with the tight ends, Bob Tucker and Stu Voigt, and now they're mixing it up, and on that play we just saw Terry LeCount bring in a play and take Ahmad Rashad out. This is really a free play. When you get second and a few inches, you feel that you'll get it on third down, as we see Bud Grant talking to Ahmad Rashad there, and he'll probably give him the next play.
Sammy White comes out of your picture wide to the left, and LeCount is split wide to the right. Ted Brown, the lone running back, and Brown tries to get the first down, and I don't believe he got it. Dewey Selman led the charge.
It didn't look like he made much on that. Dewey Selman was on what we call a pinch move. He took an inside on the tackle, Steve Riley, and came in and made that play. We're going to see here. The offensive line steps out. Dewey Selman goes inside. It was a trap type play, and they really didn't get any movement over there, and they didn't get the first down either.
If you're missing number 44 for Minnesota, Chuck Foreman. He did not even make the trip. He has rib problems and is not here with the team.
That's a painful injury, rib injury. I don't think there's anything more painful than rib.
So it'll be 3rd down Vikings. They still need about the same distance. And Brown perhaps did get it this time, but not much more. Cedric Brown, the free safety, came up. And he was the first Buccaneer to make contact. Let's look at that defense. It's a good one.
I'm sure that he got the first down on this one. With the, as we see there on the right side, they didn't get a lot of movement, but there was just enough there for Brown to squeeze through. What the Vikings do is they put in another offensive tackle. They play with 3 offensive tackles. They put number 74 Frank Myers in, and they ran right behind him.
It is a Minnesota first down at their own 35. Buccaneers lead 9-0, and on first down, Kramer will throw again. And does to Rashad, who makes a wonderful catch. Cedric Brown was a tackler, but Rashad with great speed and ability and soft hands.
That was a wonderful catch, and Rashad's a wonderful player. I tell you again, you know, this is the same type of thing. It was a bootleg. He faked a run. Tommy Kramer went across to his right. Rashad ran an in and then just kept coming. Tommy Kramer waited for him until he got a step on the defender and then hit him right in the hands. It was a great pass and a great route.
46-yard line in Buccaneer territory is where the Vikings are at the moment. Brown, the lone setback behind Kramer. Draw play. Cedric Brown again on the tackle.
Cedric Brown is quite a tackler. You know, that's the thing that impresses me with this Tampa Bay defense, is we're going to see here Cedric Brown is the weak safety or the free safety, and he comes up and makes the play right there. And you know, the thing about him is I had him at Oakland. As we watch the blocking on the middle here, we do a good job on Crowder. He starts to the left, and then he's unable to get back.
That's Robert Miller this time, wrapped up by number 60 for Tampa Bay, the ex-Chicago Bear, Wally Chambers.
I'll tell you who really made that play was David Lewis, because he got across the line and made something happen. And again, it's the same type of thing. You see Lewis across there taking on the block and making Miller go to the outside, and then Chambers is able to get out there and make the play.
Wally Chambers has chronic knee problems, an arthritic knee condition, as a matter of fact, but he's played well this year nevertheless. 3rd and 6. Minnesota operating with 3 wide receivers, LeCount, White, and Rashad. Kramer straight back. Kramer rushed. Flag. Penalty marker goes down as Kramer is high with his throw. Another penalty flag downfield, and we'll just have to wait and see.
You can tell that but one of those will be against the offensive holding against Minnesota, and it looks like the other one's going to be against the defense, so I'm sure they'll offset each other here.
Referee in conference with number 54, Richard Wood. New Orleans and Atlanta, who always have wild games, it seems. Right now, there's only one team on the wild side. Against the offense is refused, and it's 4th down as Tommy Kramer has a little conversation with the referee, Chuck Heberly.
Tommy Kramer's probably asking Chuck what happened to that flag downfield in the defensive secondary. What was that all about?
I was wondering that myself.
Yeah, they never did mention that one.
Reese, Danny, back deep for the Buccaneers, and as I said before, he just refuses to fair catch anything. Only one all year.
Way over on the right side.
Trying to kick it out of bounds, and that looks like it might be a fine up, and here's a flag downfield. Inside the 5, where one of the Vikings was down quickly trying to cover that kick. It looked like somebody knocked him out of bounds to keep him from downing the ball. Greg Coleman, the punter for Minnesota, now chasing the referee around.
It was a fine kick to have a little heated argument over there, but Greg Coleman kicked that ball from the right hash mark.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 46. It is a touchback.
It's Reese.
Well, Reese is a return man, and he was out there. He couldn't get to the ball, and he didn't want the Minnesota man to get to the ball, so he gave him a hit. It looked like the roughness may have been on the official. He's the guy that got hit.
That was LeCount that Reese hit and knocked out of bounds to keep him from downing that ball inside the 5 or wherever. Line of scrimmage will be the 10 when we come back, and again the argument continues with 9 minutes and 32 seconds left in the half.
Wouldn't it be nice if batteries had gauges so you'd know ahead when you'd need a replacement? There's something good as a gauge better. The Rayovac Long Life Long Storage Alkaline. Now you can keep spares and never do without. See, its energy elements are compacted under 10,000 pounds, so that even after 4 years of standing there, it has more than 85% of its energy. Who needs a gauge? With Rayovac Alkaline, you can buy with confidence, buy spares with confidence, and never run out of gas.
Announcing a gas-saving breakthrough from Ford Motor Company. The first and only automatic overdrive transmission in any American-made car.
When your car reaches about 40, Ford's new transmission automatically shifts into overdrive.
The result? Your engine runs 1/3 slower for increased highway fuel efficiency. It's one of many engineering improvements that helped 1980 Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln
cars average over 120 more estimated highway miles than last year on 20 gallons of gas. That's incredible.
Automatic overdrive at Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln dealers.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features the final event in the Battle of the NFL Cheerleaders, plus highlights of the 9-ball pool championship. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Greg Coleman is still upset about what happened on that punt. Well, now maybe he's over it.
Well, now he's over it, but I think he felt that it went out of bounds, and the official got hit and didn't see it.
Ricky Bell and Johnny Davis operating from the Buccaneer 10. And Bell gets the carry, or is that Eckwood? That's Bell. They say that Bell is an entirely changed man this year. Of course, success does that to you. Very cooperative and a very, very good player. Cincinnati 7, St. Louis nothing still. Now it's the second quarter. Pete Johnson, just touchdown. Sorry, John.
I was always impressed with Ricky Bell when he was at USC. And when he first came to the Buccaneers, he had a little problem because it was the first time in his life that he didn't run out of the I formation.
And there's a difference, a basic difference, which maybe we'll get into a little bit later, John. Here is Doug Williams then. His Buccaneers lead 9-0. He's got Giles open. Almost had it. He had to turn around as the ball arrived. Tommy Hannon was back there with him. Giles almost made the catch.
I think Tommy Hannon took a bite on the play fake. They faked the run to their right side like a sweeping thing. Hannon looked like he was going to take a step up because he had the force on that play. As we see the fake of the run here, they come up and they let Jimmy Giles get in behind him. It looked like Jimmy Giles was turning to his left, and then the ball was thrown to his other side, and he had to turn, and he wasn't able to get around and get back and catch it.
9-0 Tampa Bay over Minnesota. Now it is Eckwood and Bell in the backfield. Bell on the draw, gets a couple, and is banged hard by Jeff Seaman again.
That time down there in their territory, again, the Minnesota Vikings, we saw the shot of the 6 defensive backs, the situation that they were in, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers figured with a 9-0 lead that they weren't going to take a chance and throw into that defense from this position on the field.
Edwards back standing at his own 45-yard line. Tom Blanchard is the Buccaneer punter. One time for 45 yards so far this afternoon. 8:09, make it about 8 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Vikings do not try to block it. Not a very good kick by Blanchard. Edwards facing a heavy rush. And the Buccaneers were down in a hurry. They knock him all the way back, led by Jim Obradovich almost to his 40-yard line.
Looked like the Vikings were going to be in very good field position, but that ball was low and it hit the ground, and by the time Jimmy Edwards fielded it, the Buccaneer coverage was down there to make the play.
The
way to financial opportunity is sometimes filled with risk. But somewhere, there are good, solid ways to go. And our ability to put you on strong, solid ground is simply unavailable at any other investment firm. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
A great deal of time and care go into the production of a fine play, just as they go into the making of a fine wine. Paul Masson's Rhine Castle. The taste is smooth, flavorful, delicious. Paul Masson wines taste so good because they're made with such care. What Paul Masson said nearly a century ago is still true today. We will sell no wine before it's time.
It's like that rain that blew in a little bit earlier has stopped now. But there's no way, no matter how hard it rains, they're going to dampen the spirits of this Buccaneer crowd today. Tony Galbraith has just scored on a 1-yard run for New Orleans against Atlanta, and it's 21-0 New Orleans now. Here's Kramer. Looking and throwing, and he had Rashad who couldn't hang on. Maybe we said too many good things about it.
You aren't going to see that happen very often. That was just a hook pattern. We see Rashad just runs down the field and runs a hook or stop type pattern, works back towards the quarterback. He reaches out. I think he started to turn before he caught the ball.
Maybe he heard Mike Washington, number 40, right behind him.
I don't think Rashad worries about that, but I think he was going to make that dip and go and started to before the ball got there.
Ricky Young and Ted Brown, and that's Young looking for some place to go and not finding any room against a tough Buccaneer defense. Leroy Selman led the tacklers, number 63.
Leroy Selman handles that right side of the Buck defensive line pretty well. You don't get a lot of things over there, and you know he's strong enough. They say that his biggest strength is in his legs. They did a strength test, and Leroy Selman has the strongest leg on the Buccaneer team.
He does a job that's almost unmatched by anybody in the NFL. Number 63, double team, triple team that time. Kramer has Rashad again, right down the middle. Rashad had a big day against Tampa Bay the first time these two teams played this year. Caught, what, 7 passes?
I think he caught 7 passes in the first game, and the way he's going now, it looks like he's going to catch at least that many or more. And again, he was in the slot this time on the right side, and he ran the same type of pattern from the slot position that he did from the split end, the one he dropped a couple plays ago.
First down, Vikings at the Buccaneer 44, just inside the 45, actually. And Kramer gives to Young, who gives to Sammy White on the reverse. And White still on his feet, still going, tackled from behind by Cedric Brown. But it should be enough, not quite enough for Minnesota first down. It was a good run by White.
It's going to be short, but did he make a great move on Leroy Selman right here towards the end? As we see, he stops here. Selman is in pretty good position to make a play right about here. And look at that move Sammy White makes on him to get to the outside. There's another great athlete.
They got 6 yards, make it 2nd and 4. 5:50 left to play first half. Brown, the lone setback. Ricky Young set up as the flanker on the left side. Brown gets the carry, runs into somebody, breaks a couple of tacklers. Cecil Johnson finally put the clamp on him.
Leroy Selman's mad there. What they were doing is they were in a stunt, as we see. He was taking the inside. It was a cross charge with the linebacker. He took the inside, and the ball broke right by him as he was in an inside stunt. I was talking about Leroy Selman having the strongest one leg on the Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. You know who has the second strongest leg?
No.
Leroy Selman's other leg. That's right. His right leg is the strongest, and his left leg is number 2.
It's good that he's not unbalanced. This is Ricky Young down to about the 20 for good yardage. Cincinnati 14, St. Louis nothing now, as Kenny Anderson has thrown a 42-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Curtis.
I tell you, the right line of that Viking offense did a fine job on that play. Right guard Wes Hamilton and right tackle Ron Yeri got some real movement over on that side.
Good enough for a 6-yard pickup. Make it 2nd and 4 at the 21-yard line of Tampa. Buccaneers have the second best defense in the NFC, behind the Rams. 3-0 New England. Young bangs around. He'll have enough for Minnesota first down. Vikings trail 9-0. David Lewis made the tackle.
Looks like they're getting something going now. Again, the second play in a row, they ran to that right side. Bud sees that. It'll be interesting to see if he comes right back. He ran two times off tackle to the right side, again behind Hamilton and Yeri. He got movement both times. We'll see if he'll go a third time.
He'll operate on first down. From the Buccaneer 15, Stu Voigt starts out to the right in motion. The handoff is to Brown, who bounces off of one tackler, but he's going nowhere. Richard Wood made the tackle on Brown.
He's down. I never did like that delay type of play on first down, especially after you've had success run. That type of delay or draw type action is, of course, always best when the defense is rushing the passer, trying to get to your quarterback. After you've had success running the ball, then usually they're playing on the line of scrimmage for the run. Let's see what Bud called in this next one.
He sent Bob Tucker in and took Stu Voigt out with the message for Tommy Kramer. 5 of 9 for 53 yards. As Kramer drops and throws and has Rashad a penalty marker down. However, Rashad inside the 5 had enough for a Minnesota first down, where it would have been 1st and goal for the Vikings, but a penalty marker down.
And that's going to be an illegal motion penalty against Minnesota. That's the one thing that they didn't want in this situation, or of course in any situation. You know, we were talking about Bud Grant. I think he's one of the most respected coaches in the National Football League. You know, he's been there a long time.
Illegal formation, offense, still 2nd down. What was the formation? The 2 guys are up on the line.
Illegal formation. Bud Grant never gets too excited. Just does his job. They probably spend less time on the field and in meetings than any other team in the league.
They probably do, and he's had a lot of success with it.
2nd and 16, back at the 21 now. Quick handoff to Brown up the middle, who gets down to about the 17. It looked like that might develop into more than it did. David Lewis made the tackle.
Well, that's the type of situation that play is beneficial, where you can see the Tampa Bay defense running up the field, and then you're going to get a little something as we see Stu Voigt come in to get that linebacker just as Brown goes by.
That was Dewey Selman that he was blocking on, Voigt. Matt Barr has kicked a 34-yard field goal for the Steelers, and now we saw that score. 3rd 11 here. Tampa Bay leading 9-0. Kramer fakes a draw. Fires. Has a receiver inside the 5. Cedric Brown is the tackler. Bob Tucker is the receiver. That should be, depending upon where they mark it, enough for a first down, but again, there's a penalty marker down.
There's a penalty marker, and these Minnesota Vikings have had a lot of tough luck this year. They've gotten things going like this. Tommy Kramer does a heck of a job of finding Bob Tucker there and makes a fine catch, and of course the penalty brings it back. It wouldn't have been enough for a first down anyway, but it would have been interesting to see what Coach Bud Grant would have done had it been 4th down.
Tommy Kramer really upset with the situation now. He's been down where he would have had a first down inside the 5 twice now.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 67, offense. 3rd down.
The center, Dennis Swilley, is number 67. He used to be a guard, but now he's replaced Nick Tingeloff.
And he's doing an excellent job. Say, you know, that's one thing that offensive linemen always complain about. They never get their name mentioned on television until they hold someone.
Ford 79 countdown clearance is underway. Your Ford dealer is receiving allowances and additional cash incentives that he can pass on to you now when you buy selected new 79 Ford cars and trucks. It could add up to $400 on V8 Mustangs and pickups, $600 on LTD, over $1,000 on Heritage Thunderbirds. See your Ford dealer now. Ask him about the $400, $600, and $1,000 better ideas.
Our corporation had to have an insurance company that pays medical claims promptly, fairly, and courteously. Connecticut General really came through for us.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Dental claim forms are a lot easier to fill out when they're in my language instead of insuranceese. And that's how Connecticut General comes through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features highlights of the exciting LA Times 500 and highlights of the 9-ball pool championship. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
9-0 with 2 minutes left to play in the first half. The Buccaneers lead as you look at some of their personnel over on the bench. 64 for Tampa Bay is Greg Horton, who is a fine guard from
He's one of the
Los Angeles
players
Rams
that make up that offensive line that has really improved this year.
3rd and 21. Kramer drops a 3-man rush for the Buccaneers. Chambers chases. And Kramer looking for someplace to go and finally throws down in the corner. Caught for a touchdown. Harry LeCount. And Tommy Kramer, the man who fired.
I tell you, and I'm happy for Tommy Kramer because, as we said, he was getting frustrated. He was completing passes and having penalties and callbacks. But you watch here, he's a fine moving quarterback. You know, he felt that pressure. He ducked under. He got to the right. He found someone over there. He found Terry LeCount, threw it up there. The ball was tipped, and then LeCount catches it in the end zone.
Mike Washington is the Buccaneer who tipped it, but LeCount was well behind him. Dan Meyer's extra point is successful, and it's 9-7 as the Vikings get right back in the contest with a touchdown pass from Kramer to LeCount. 9-7 in the second quarter.
Sorry. I said we are not interested in that proposal.
The meeting is next Thursday, Bill.
60 long tons on September. Fredericks, are you listening to me?
If there's one thing you should remember about this deal...
Not knowing how to listen has cost American business billions of dollars. Well, as one of the world's major corporations, we at Sperry are doing something about it. We've set up extensive listening programs that Sperry employees worldwide can take part in. And when you do business with Sperry Univac or any of our other divisions, you're going to discover that Sperry listens like no one you've ever done business with.
80,000! I said 8,000! No!
Sperry, we understand how important it is to listen.
Rick Danmeyer will kick off after the touchdown pass from Tommy Kramer to Terry LeCount. George Ragsdale back deep for the Buccaneers. Danmeyer set to go. Ragsdale will field it at the 7. And out he comes. Out to about the 28 where the Buccaneers take it over. Watch the touchdown pass again.
That was from Kramer to LeCount through Mike Washington. But I still don't know if he really deflected that ball. At first I thought he deflected it, then sometimes it looks like maybe it just went right through his hands. You teach the defenders to get the ball at the highest point, which he did, and maybe it went right through.
So the Buccaneers lead is cut to 2 now. They'll operate from their own 28-yard line. Doug Williams is the quarterback. In the direction of Isaac Hagens, but out of bounds over in front of the Tampa bench. John Turner, number 27, on the coverage.
He's not having as much success with that out on John Turner as he does in the passing situations when Minnesota goes to the 6 defensive backs, and he's had great success against Tim Baylor.
Like Williams might have jammed his finger or hurt his hand or something.
I wonder if he hit someone in the helmet. That's usually how that happens. They follow through and hit a defender in the helmet.
Terry Eckwood back there with Ricky Bell now. Eckwood is 43. Comes out of the backfield. He's being chased. Eckwood makes the reception. Mullaney makes the hit. Fumble, and let's see.
It's still Tampa Bay's ball. Again, they didn't go for that one. That didn't fool anyone. He got pressure. Initially, he went for I think the guard pulled out, and we see the pressure by James White there. And then, of course, Mullaney, who's a defensive end, read that and went right out to the outside and made the play.
They're trying to set up a screen. The guard perhaps left a little too early. That's why White hurt him so much. Even 20-6 over Pittsburgh as Brian Sipe has thrown a 16-yard touchdown pass to his tight end, Ossie Newsom. Buccaneers take a timeout, or Vikings call this timeout. They have 2 left. Tampa Bay has all 3 of theirs. Williams 9 out of 17 for 124 yards. Over checking with Bill Nelson on the right and John McKay in the hat and jacket.
And McKay, and this is the one that really no one wants to call. You know, you like to call those 2nd and short, 3rd and short, but those 3rd and long. I don't know who's going to make this call.
The committee. Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Professional Pool Players Association 9-ball championship, the battle of the NFL cheerleaders. And by the way, the Minnesota Viking representatives are leading the NFC in the cheerleader competition, and the Los Angeles Times 500 stock car race. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern Time.
The Vikings had a big day yesterday, didn't they? Cheerleaders.
Yes. Running away with it.
But Grant says, why don't you give us a couple of those wins?
3rd and 17. The ball on the 21-yard line for the Buccaneers. Bell and Eckwood, the backs. Williams read the defense and fired in the direction, I believe it was Larry Mucker it was intended for.
Yes, it was Larry Mucker, and that was interesting. It was a 3rd and long yardage situation, and that was the first time in that situation that the Minnesota Vikings didn't go to the 6 defensive backs. They stayed with their regular 4 defensive back alignment, and Doug Williams tried to get that same pass out there on that right side, and of course John Turner was there defending.
Tom Blanchard back deep for Tampa. Minnesota going to try to block this one, and they almost got it. Line drive kick fielded by Edwards, and he gets back to midfield inside Buccaneer territory just barely.
They can put the pressure on. They came from that right side, and there was really one man that was unblocked, and he had a shot at blocking that punt. You know, at 9-7, we have a game here. It wasn't a real good one. It was a 31-yarder and a line drive type thing. I think Blanchard may have felt that pressure and had to rush it a little.
That was not his best effort, certainly. By the way, a correction on that Cleveland score. They did score the touchdown, but the pass was caught by Logan and not by Ossie Newsom. Tommy Kramer will operate straight back. Throws outside to Ted Brown. Out of bounds, stop the clock. And the rain comes back again.
When Kramer had the 3 wide receivers in there, he had them all downfield working. Then he had Brown as an outlet. Everything was covered, and he just threw it out to Brown. Tee it up, try her again.
2nd and 8, 41 seconds left in the first half. The Buccaneers lead 9-7. A touchdown by Ricky Bell, a field goal by O'Donohue. Bucks led 9-0. Their extra point attempt was no good, blocked. And the Vikings are back in it at the moment. Kramer steps up into the pocket and throws. Almost intercepted. Intended for LeCount, I believe, again. Cedric Brown was the Buccaneer who was on the ground and had a chance to find a handle or make an interception. Clock stopped now with 36 seconds to play, and the rain comes down harder.
The fans are starting to scramble. He really didn't want to throw that one again. Now it's the Buccaneer defense that is in the 6 defensive back alignment and covering well.
Draw play to Brown, and he breaks it. Down to about the 33-yard line. A Minnesota first down before Jarris White makes the tackle.
It was a good call in that situation. Again, the Tampa Bay defense only had 3 defensive linemen. They had 2 linebackers in there. And as we see here, those 3 linemen, of course, have to rush the passer. Then there was only 2 linebackers in that second wave. And once Brown got by that, he was into the secondary and in good position to pick up a first down, which he did.
The Viking timeout. Interesting statistic I was reading yesterday. The Vikings, in spite of their record not being what it has been in recent years, 5-7, the Vikings on offense with Kramer at quarterback are averaging 22 more yards per game this year than they did last year with Tarkenton at quarterback.
That's right, and I think that Tommy Kramer is a fine quarterback and a fine prospect and underrated, and maybe had the Vikings had a better record, he would get more attention and notoriety, but he does a fine job.
Right now he's got a first down at the Tampa Bay 32-yard line. 1st and 10. Buccaneers stay in that 3-man defense. This time they blitz some people. And Rashad shakes the tackle. Rashad down the sideline will score for the Minnesota Vikings. Those long strides really ate it up, don't they?
I'll tell you, he did. As you said, the Buccaneer defense was in a blitzing situation. They were one-on-one out here with Rashad. And again, they gave him quite a bit of room, and you don't give Rashad an awful lot of room because he's going to catch his share anyway. But if you do, you have to make the tackle. Mike Washington misses a tackle, and as we see there, there's no one between Rashad and the goal line.
Rick Danmeyer with Paul Krause holding. Hits it and makes it now 14-9 in favor of Minnesota. And all of a sudden, what looked like it was going to be a Tampa Bay one-sided first half now has turned around in the direction of the Minnesota Vikings, and they lead 14-9 with 20 seconds left to play in the first half.
I was surprised to see an all-out blitz in that situation. Tampa Bay really has not been a big blitzing team. They like to play the 3-man line and bring 1 linebacker. But in that situation, they brought 3 linebackers, and of course, when you leave Rashad out there all by himself, you either have to get to the quarterback so he doesn't have time to throw, or hope that he throws a poor pass because Rashad can move. It's starting to rain again. Look at those fans. They're leaving, but they'll be back.
It's coming down hard now and blowing. That won't bother tonight on CBS, though. Starts off with a brand new edition of 60 Minutes. Then the laughs are on the house at Archie Bunker's place, followed by One Day at a Time. Then George Burns and John Denver star in the divine comedy, Oh God. It's all on CBS tonight. Rick Danmeyer tees it up.
It shouldn't bother Danmeyer either, because I think you'll be kicking with the wind and the rain as we look at that rain.
Oh, it's really coming down.
We won't need any showers at halftime.
Danmeyer's kick goes over to George Ragsdale on the 10-yard line. He comes out to the 20. And it's got some room. Ragsdale cuts back inside, is hit by Matt Blair and Fred McNeil.
Ragsdale returns to about the 38-yard line.
The 38-yard line. 14 seconds left to play in the first half, with Minnesota leading Tampa Bay 14-9.
Matt Blair made that tackle. I've always been impressed with the fact that he's on special teams. You know, when a person plays every down on defense, and then in addition to that plays special time, that's something.
At the 38, let's see what Doug Williams chooses to do here. just finish off the first half as Ricky Bell swings to the outside, taken down by number 54, Fred McNeil.
Ricky Bell, the ball carrier, stopped by Fred McNeil.
That ought to do it for the first half. And since the opening minutes, it's been sort of frustrating for Tampa Bay and on the upside for Minnesota.
I think the thing that's been frustrating for Tampa Bay is they really haven't rushed in this first half like they'd like to. They're going to go in and talk about it and come back and do it the next half.
Spread your wings. Introducing the new 1980 Thunderbird, a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. And with its new size and a new 4.2-liter engine, this Thunderbird has excellent estimated gas mileage and also offers the first automatic overdrive option built in America, a new engineering breakthrough. The new size Thunderbird, a better idea for the 80s.
Gentlemen, tonight we're brought together here by two things we all love. Good food and light beer from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you, I don't know respect.
Garçon, je dis saignant. Si elle est pas saignante, donc
What is it?
Meatloaf sandwich and a light.
Gentlemen, as we all know and appreciate, light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is it tastes great.
Less filling.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Deacon, pass the roll. Hey, Charlie, that's my beer.
No, this is by your broccoli.
This is my broccoli.
That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey, Bubba, you want the peas?
Ooh, hey, you gonna eat all that?
Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us when I say if it wasn't for light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you're profound.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features highlights of the exciting LA Times 500. Plus, the battle of the NFL cheerleaders with 16 teams representing the NFC and AFC competing in the final event, the Jet Ski Contest. And highlights of the Professional Pool Players Association 9-Ball Championship. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.